Fans of the Red Devils won't have many fond memories of Barcelona in recent history, but this clash of world powers between Barcelona and Manchester United will surely have plenty of eyes on it regardless of their recent history. Hi, I'm Dan Hilton. This is the Barcelona Podcast, a YouTube exclusive. And before we get into any of this history between these two wonderful world powers, I just want to remind you, please like, comment, and subscribe, and you can do that down in the notes below. Well, getting started with this one, these are two teams, obviously global brands that you know plenty about, but these are two teams that have met on 12 occasions, one friendly, 8 times in the Champions League, and 3 times in the UEFA Champions League's predecessor, the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup. They first met in the 1983-84 quarterfinals of the European Cup Winners' Cup, with the first matchup coming at the Camp Nou. The first goal was an own goal by Graham Hogg before Juan Carlos Rojo gave Barcelona the commanding lead in the tie with a goal in the 89th minute. Man U got the revenge back at Old Trafford with a brace from Brian Robson and a tie-winning goal from Frank Stapleton. The two teams didn't meet again until the 1990-91 season in the final of the Cup Winners' Cup. It pitted two iconic managers against one another in Alex Ferguson and Johan Cruyff. While Barcelona had won the first of 4 straight La Ligas, this was still a season before they would win the European Cup over Sampdoria and be the dream team that we know so well. This Barcelona was close, but settled for the runner-up medals after 2 goals from former player Mark Hughes. Ronald Koeman got the consolation goal for the Blaugrana. They met 4 seasons later in Group A of the Champions League, the first meeting a 2-2 draw in Manchester with goals by Hughes, Romario, Jose Marie Baquero, and Lee Sharp. The home fixture in Barcelona was a dismantling, as Cruyff this time got the better of Ferguson to the tune of 4-0 through a brace from Hristo Stoichkov and goals from Romario and Albert Ferrer. They would both finish the group with 6 points, but Barcelona advancing as the second-place team on goal differential. Oddly enough, in a group with those two giants, plus Galatasaray, it was Swedish club IFK Göteborg that topped the group. Fast forward to the 1998-99 season when these two teams met in Group D of the Champions League this time. It's Louis van Gaal in charge of Barcelona, while of course Sir Alex Ferguson remains in charge of the Red Devils. Both matches had plenty of fireworks and finished 3-3. In the first matchup, current Man U manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got the start and exited in the 55th minute. With the 2 draws, Barcelona finished with 8 points and a 3rd place finish. United finished with 10 points in the group, 1 behind Bayern Munich. Yet it was Manchester United that won the Champions League that season, beating Bayern Munich 2-1 at the Camp Nou through injury time goals from Teddy Sheringham and Solskjaer. The next matchup came in the semifinals of the 2007-08 season. Man United again slipped by the Blaugrana by the slimmest of the margins, with the only goal of the tie being scored in the return leg in Manchester by Paul Scholes. Getting by Barcelona proved to be a good omen for Man U again, as they captured their 3rd Champions League title, defeating Chelsea 6-5 on penalties after a 1-1 stalemate. Up to this point, Sir Alex Ferguson and Manchester United had gotten the better of Barcelona in their shared history. That was until the 2009 UEFA Champions League final. Samuel Eto'o opened up the scoring in the 10th minute from the feed from Andres Iniesta before none other than Lionel Messi put the Red Devils away with a memorable header goal assisted by Xavi. This won Barcelona their 3rd UCL trophy, tying them with Manchester United. It was 2 years later when they met again in 2011 and again in the Champions League final. Now this is the Barcelona podcast, so there's a little bit of bias, but 3-1 might have been a compliment to Manchester United. It was never that close, even when it was tied 1-1 at halftime. Alex Ferguson memorably noted after the match, "They're the best in Europe, no question about that. In my time as a manager, I would say they're the best team we've faced." Xavi, who assisted on Pedro's opening goal, and Messi, who scored Barcelona's 2nd, were particularly incredible in that match. David Villa got the 3rd. Barcelona and Man U met in a friendly in 2017, but the Champions League quarterfinal between the two will be their first official meeting since that fateful night at Wembley in 2011. We preview the upcoming matchup between Manchester United and Barcelona, first at Manchester, then at Barcelona, on the most recent episode of the Barcelona Podcast, 135. You can find that down below. But that does it for this edition of the Barcelona Podcast, this YouTube exclusive. If you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Again, you can find us for the Barcelona Podcast at any place you find your podcast. But again, that wraps up this video. As always, I'm Dan Hilton, and Forza Barca.